Well, hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to Samara in southwest Russia, where you join us at the historic Samara Academic Opera and Ballet House, one of the largest Russian musical theatres, normally a home to the fine arts. But tonight, it is the noble art of self-defense that takes center stage as we are on hand for IBA.Pro 12, this latest installation of this innovative IBA concept, which allows boxers from the three-round code from the IBA World of Tournament Boxing and the Olympics to test themselves against other top operators over durations longer than 3 rounds, no vests, and it doesn't necessarily have to go on one's record. So very much a dip of the toe in the water. We see making his way to the ring or into his corner for his first contest is Mardoche Kuvesa.
А сейчас, дамы и господа, под ваши аплодисменты добро пожаловать в золотой угол ринга. Боксер из России, приветствуйте, Игорь Sviridchenkov.
And Kuvesa's opponent is Igor Sviridchenkov, undefeated as a professional, having made his debut on the last IBA.Pro event in St. Petersburg, a highly decorated amateur, 2-time Russian national champion in 2022 and 2024, participated in the European Championships in Belgrade last year. And at the most recent edition of the World Championships in Tashkent, he was a 5th placed quarter-finalist.
Итак, дамы и господа, представляю участников первого поединка нашего вечера. И первым боксера в черном углу. Ему 32 года, рост 177 сантиметров, официальный вес 69,8 килограмма. Его рекорд насчитывает 26 боев, 17 побед, 8 поражений при одной ничьей, 2 победы нокаутом. Представляющий Киншасу, Демократическая Республика Конго, Мардоче Кувеса. Его сопернику справа от меня в золотом углу 24 года. Его рост 181 сантиметр, официальный вес также 69,8 килограмма. Он мастер спорта международного класса, двукратный чемпион России с профессиональным рекордом 1 бой. В нем одержана победа нокаутом из Воронежа, Россия. Приветствуйте, Игорь Sviridchenkov. Рефери поединка Дмитрий Болдырев.
Gentlemen, listen to my call, follow the rules, tie gloves. Готовы? Угол.
So a brief look at the tail of the tape between these two boxers. In a bout at 69.9 kilograms, Igor Sviridchenkov of Russia against Mardoche Kuvesa of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Box.
And round away then. It's a contest made at 69.9 kilograms. Both boxers weighing comfortably inside the limit. Scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. Boxer wearing the black trunks trimmed with gold, working the body effectively. In the opening 20 seconds of this first round is Mardoche Kuvesa, 26 bouts in his career, having made his debut back in November of 2009. 17 wins, 2 of them inside the distance, 8 defeats and a draw. His opponent is at the other end of his professional career, the nascent stages of his tenure in the pro ranks, as he shoots out an authoritative left jab. And that is Igor Sviridchenkov. He's trying to establish the range behind that lead left, but Kuvesa clearly showing that he knows his way around the boxing ring, jabbing effectively off the ropes. But look at the difference in the terms of the velocity of those lead left hands. Just changing angle in front of his man is Sviridchenkov. We approach the halfway stage of this opening round, and that jab to the body taking a rather circuitous route back to the on-guard position from Kuvesa. And for a fast-fisted operator like Sviridchenkov, that could well be countered effectively, parrying the incoming fire effectively is Sviridchenkov. And again, you see the roundhouse right. He turned into a roundhouse right because it's almost coming back from the kneecap from Kuvesa as the two men exchanging stiff lead left jabs. Looking to double up the left hand was Sviridchenkov, went jab to the
Не толкайся.
chest, then dropped down to the body before coming back with a left hook upstairs. There's a beautiful lead left hook from Sviridchenkov. Kuvesa tried to counter. Lead left hook again, but beautiful left hook to the body from Kuvesa, landing just above the belt line of his opponent. And it's been a busy, brisk start in the opening round. So Kuvesa looking to get over the front foot. Again, working the body very well indeed. Just looking to soften the man up downstairs in a bid to bring those hands down and then maybe go to work up top later on. Again, rapier-like lead left from Sviridchenkov.
10 seconds.
So just measuring the gap with his left jab to conclude that round was Igor Sviridchenkov. Kuvesa having his moments of success in the first round of this contest.
С разноименным забрать. Дергай, ты ж видишь, он дергается. Дергай, в этот момент зайди за спину, оттуда ударь. Разнообразие, разнообразие. Понял? Разнообразие. Все так и работает. Чувствуешь возле него, ты же чувствуешь, что тебе комфортно. Все, как бы, опасности ты не ощущаешь. Но внимательно всегда, понял? Чтобы ни головой, ни локтем тебя не потонул нигде. Все, разнообразие. Бам-бам. Прям понял, разнообразие. Давай, давай, больше живот. Давай.
Второй раунд.
Box.
So we move into the second round of a scheduled sixth. Sviridchenkov, just he's slightly taller of the two men, operating behind high-held gloves now. There is an avenue of opportunity perhaps beneath his elbows, and intelligently, Kuvesa dropping down, trying to exploit what appeared to be an open route to the body. But again, you see the active defense with the hands from Sviridchenkov, parrying, blocking, knocking away the incoming shots that have fired toward his upper body and chin. Beautiful left jab again, and it was cracked out like a whiplash into the face of Kuvesa. He took it well, retained his boxing stance. The two men just feeling on the edge of range. The leaping left hook was inaccurate, but he followed up with a stiff left jab immediately thereafter, did Sviridchenkov, as Kuvesa looking to get busy with a combination. Beautiful double jab downstairs from Kuvesa, countered by a jab to the chin from Sviridchenkov. And again, he's scoring downstairs effectively, is Kuvesa. First contest in Europe for Kuvesa is fought across the entire mighty continent of Africa, from in Ghana in the west, multiple contests in his home city of Kinshasa, DR Congo. Left hook was a forceful shot landed on the inside from Sviridchenkov. Fought in South Africa and also in the east in Tanzania. One bout outside of Africa was in Dubai, and here he is fighting in Europe for the first time at the Samara Academic Opera and Ballet House. Acquitting himself very well through the first round, and 2 minutes of this round as he scored with that three-shot salvo, ending with a left hook to the body. Sviridchenkov just continuing to process what's in front of him. He's seeking to fight extensively on the perimeter of the ring. As I say that, Kuvesa comes forward and does score effectively again to the body. Again, see that jab coming back down to the belt line. Reaching for it, and then he's dropping down before it gets back to his on-guard position. It's as though he's fighting out of the half-cover guard, protecting his body rather than his chin, got his head tucked down. But I just wonder if he keeps bringing it back on that circuitous route like that, whether the open chin is going to be countered by an overhand right. Leaping left hook attempted once again from Sviridchenkov. Missing with the left hook on the inside was Kuvesa. Effective defense in the pocket by tucking up behind his shoulder from Sviridchenkov to conclude the action in that second round. So some of the action from round number 2. It was the inaccurate left hook, but then look at the stiff left jab that cracked home on Kuvesa's chin after he evaded the first shot from the left flank. So we're moving to the third round. 69.9 kilograms. Super welterweight, light middleweight in old money, 154 pounds. Oh, that's a beautiful burst of punches, punctuated by a left hook upstairs, and it caused Kuvesa to become disorganized. He's putting his punches together effectively, but when Sviridchenkov chooses to let his hands go, his shots just appear far more authoritative than those of his opponents from DR Congo. That's 2 knockouts in the 17 wins for Kuvesa, for a rather modest 12% KO ratio, but again has won far more than he's lost. But Sviridchenkov brings so much pedigree as he lands another short-range left hook twice in quick succession. Sviridchenkov then a right hand over the top, and these punches beginning to have seemingly an increasingly pronounced effect. Dare I say it, Kuvesa's punches appear to be becoming a little bit more ponderous after he absorbed that flurry of leather from Sviridchenkov in the first minute of this third round. But he's continuing to compete. Sviridchenkov continuing to mature. The 24-year-old, far more musculature on his frame than when we saw him previously, which was only a few weeks ago in St. Petersburg on the IBA.Pro stage, IBA.Pro 10. Since then, the IBA.Pro show has been in the Philippines in that commemorative event featuring Muhammad Ali's grandson in the city where they held the Thriller in Manila. Good right uppercut twice turned underneath by Kuvesa, but then look at the, again, heavier punches snapped out by Sviridchenkov. They appear to be far more impactful when he lets his hands go. Scoring jab to the body from Kuvesa was countered by a 2-shot salvo on his jaw as he was reaching down low. That's always a risk when throwing a body shot. And again, given the comparatively ponderous nature of his punches, that risk was exploited by Sviridchenkov. He spins neatly off the ropes, scores with a right hand lead, followed up with a left hook. But he's not showing any signs of being in distress, Kuvesa. As the 10-second clapper sounds, he's continuing to compete. I just think the man doing the more effective work, as both men made to miss during that attempt to trade off, is Sviridchenkov. So some of the action from that round. Kuvesa again working the body effectively. what I've said caused Kuvesa to become disorganized. Actually ended up being a forearm shiver. See him catching him with the crook of the forearm rather than the correct knuckle part of the glove. Did follow up with a good right hand to the body though, but then look at Kuvesa's effectiveness through the middle. Then watch the response from Sviridchenkov. He responded with the same uppercut. He just appears to have a little bit more pop on it. We enjoy some of the action from that third round. So into the second half of this 6-round contest we go. The third round represented, or this fourth round represents brand new territory for Sviridchenkov. Accomplished 3-round boxer in the IBA format, of course. Quarter finalist. Just got a brief timeout called by the referee. Some attention required to the left glove. Laces just sneaking out from beneath that binding tape. But Sviridchenkov losing to the eventual silver medalist at the World Championships in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. Of course, we've got the latest edition of the World Champs scheduled for Dubai at the end of the year. Promises to be a real extravaganza. $300,000 is what the gold medalist in all of the weight divisions will receive. Sviridchenkov will revert back to the 3-round format again and look to enjoy more success, having competed on the continental stage and the world stage in recent years. Nice overhand right from Sviridchenkov just a few moments ago. Kuvesa, as he's demonstrated all bout long, seeking to fire back and answer immediately there. Kuvesa getting onto the front foot, but just a little inaccurate with his forward foray. Right hand lead followed by a whipping left hand from Sviridchenkov. That left hand just a little reminiscent of the way Dmitry Bivol throws his punches. So whipping it out from the shoulder. Now Sviridchenkov, for the first time in the contest, getting up on his toes and circumnavigating the boxing ring. Double jab threatening to penetrate the glove defenses of Sviridchenkov from Kuvesa. Sviridchenkov up on his toes once again, closes the gap on quick feet and fires out a rapid fire 2-shot salvo. Kuvesa remaining defensively responsible, but again look at the route back. It's the jab he's taking. It's almost like a pendulum. Goes out, comes back down before getting back to the position where it started. And Sviridchenkov maybe just allowing him to get comfortable with that rather pendulous jab before he's going to whip over a right hand over the top. There it is right there. It was a short right hand landed while Kuvesa was seeking to score downstairs to the body. Holding his feet, Sviridchenkov digging in a left hand to the body while moving laterally to his right. So deep into the fourth round. Counter right hand right on cue from Sviridchenkov. Kuvesa keeping his composure nicely, bobbing and weaving in front of his man, trying to shift those feet to change angle. A latter-day Jersey Joe Walcott for backing off and stepping back in with 2 punches, seeking to measure the distance but just a little short. Round 4 in the books. So plenty of encouragement in the corner of Kuvesa, saying that this is his time to shine. They want a little more work, but they want him to continue thinking. He's demonstrated a good good thinking and strategic approach in the contest to date. Always competitive. There was the counter right hand over the top of the low jab, and again ensuring that he got the better of the exchange with the final word with that slapping left hook was Sviridchenkov. So into round number 5 then. Super welterweight, light middleweight action made at 69.9 kilograms or 154 pounds. Thrusting jab to the body scored once again, and nice head movements by leaning to his left demonstrated by Kuvesa. Counter right hand again is an eye-catching shot from Sviridchenkov. You see him bracketing his head with his hands, and I'm just craning my neck to see whether he sustained a cut to his left eye, Sviridchenkov. See him dabbing at that left optic. Just trying to get a closer look as to whether there's a trace of blood. Big swing and a miss with the left hook and a crisp two-shot counter combination from Sviridchenkov. Then a flicking jab, almost landing with the back of the hand from around his pecs. Changing his feet to southpaw in front of his man. Now coming forward behind a right jab. Digs the left hand to the body. And again, still not managed to get a closer look at that left eye. Is he turning southpaw to keep the left eye out of harm's way by making it further away from his opponent? I think there is indeed a cut to the left eye. So that's why the referee has called time. Well, actually, to get the laces adjusted once again.
Timing. Box.
So halfway through this penultimate round. Beautiful defensive move to employ the layback and then come back with that two-shot combination. Kuvesa catapulting off the ropes and letting out that feather-light jab once again, just seeking to touch his opponent with it. Three-shot combination landed, launched with bent arm shots from Sviridchenkov. You see really incessant use of the jab from Kuvesa. His corner team told him it was his time to shine, wanted him to get a little bit busier, and he's seeking to carry out their instructions. But Sviridchenkov just looking to back him up to the neutral corner. Black and gold corners in effect on the IBA.Pro stage, remember, rather than the traditional red and blue. Those punches touching downstairs for Kuvesa. Again, there's evidence of the reddening around the left eye of Sviridchenkov. But if there is a nick as he reverts to the southpaw stance once again, now back to the north. Well, I thought he was going to change feet, but continuing to operate as a lefty. Now he's back in the orthodox stance. Closing seconds of this 5th round.
10 seconds.
Right hand over the top, just threatened to go into rabbit punch territory. An effective combination to conclude the round from Sviridchenkov. Well, Igor Sviridchenkov, under the auspices of his coach Vladislav Nikitin, 2-time Muay Thai world champion. Some of the action from the 5th round. So again, that rather languid jab countered effectively with that two-piece combination from Sviridchenkov. Right uppercut, left hook on the inside. Real quality punches from the Russian boxer. But Kuvesa has competed manfully here. Never backed down, never sought to hide. He hasn't given a skittish appearance. He's a composed operator up in the boxing ring. But with just 3 minutes remaining, I think he's going to be trailing by a considerable distance and needs a massive final round and, of course, preferably a stoppage to ensure himself a victory here in this, his first contest in Europe. Oh, that's a solid right hand landed by Sviridchenkov. Pushed off the back foot, got plenty of toe and hip and shoulder into it.
Step back, okay? Box.
So can Kuvesa rally up his tempo? There he's seeking to do exactly that, getting over that front foot. Sviridchenkov just using the space of the ring effectively, ghosting away before stepping back in with a crisp counter like that right hand lead over the top. beautiful work to the body. 2 straight jabs and hooks beneath the elbows from Kuvesa. And again, you have to credit the man's competitive spirit because he has never stopped trying to win this contest. And even though he has the deeper level of professional experience, his balance just betraying him there. He's got his boxing stance back beneath him now, though. So despite possessing the deeper level of pro experience, Sviridchenkov is a really accomplished operator in the 3-round format. And that experience that he's built up facing a variety of opponents over the course of tournaments, well, I, for one, remain a huge advocate of success in the 3-round format on the continental stage. Of course, before that, you start at grassroots when you first walk through the doors of a local club and work your way up through regional, then national and international competitions. Of course, there are exceptions at the highest level, but so many of the boxers who have gone on to become icons of the sport have enjoyed terrific success in the 3-round format. And on the flip side, there are some boxers with 0 pedigree in the 3-round format who have gone on to become icons. Roberto Duran notable amongst them. So double jab off the back foot from Kuvesa, continuing to pump it out, but you see that left hand from Sviridchenkov and how it backed up Kuvesa before he then followed up with a single left hand to the body. Sviridchenkov digging it into the pec. He was looking for the same shot downstairs once again before employing the headlock. So closing seconds of the 6th and final round. Kuvesa has acquitted himself very well indeed. Showed that he knows his way around the boxing ring, but I don't think that he's done enough to win this contest. And on the sound of the 10-second clapper, the crowd in attendance here at the Samara Academic Opera and Ballet House just showing their appreciation for our show opener here on IBA.Pro 12. Well, I think that's a job well done for Igor Sviridchenkov against a spirited opponent. He's boxed to order, and I think he's done enough to be declared a unanimous point decision victor here. On the IBA.Pro stage, we've got 3 scoring judges. They use the 10-point must system as we enjoy some of the action from our opening bout of the evening. Well, again, body language often so instructive. It's pretty relaxed over in that gold corner because I think the boxer, Igor Sviridchenkov, his coach, Vladislav Nikitin, know that their man has done enough. But a commendable effort from Mardoche Kuvesa of DR Congo. I'd be staggered if he's declared as the victor here. But he competed spiritedly throughout the entire 6 rounds. Picked up a bit of a knot above his left eye. There's that reddening around the left eye of Sviridchenkov. But hopefully the injuries sustained won't keep either man out of action longer than they would like. So our MC, Mr. Alexander Sadokov, taking up his position. Let's head up to him now and get the particulars at the conclusion of that 6-round contest.
Прежде чем прозвучит имя победителя, давайте поблагодарим обоих боксеров, которые ярко открыли наш бойцовский вечер. И в этом бою единогласным решением судей победу по очкам одержал и остается не знающим поражений из золотого угла Игорь Sviridchenkov, Россия.
So Igor Sviridchenkov declared a unanimous point decision victor to remain undefeated on the IBA Pro stage. Mardoche Kuvesa in his first contest in the continent of Europe. Handed a points defeat, but again on the IBA.Pro stage it doesn't necessarily go on his record. Indeed, he may have a separate section for IBA.Pro bouts.
Спасибо большое, я всех приветствую. Хочу в первую очередь поблагодарить своего тренера Никитина Владислава Владимировича за подготовку, с которым он прошел весь этот путь со мной. Большое спасибо Эдуарду Викторовичу Кравцову за шанс выступать и показывать себя. Спасибо всем большое, что пришли. Папа, любимая, я всем вам передаю привет. Спасибо.
Игорь Сviridchenkov, дамы и господа.
So some of the highlights from our opening show of the evening, 8 bouts scheduled here on IBA.Pro 12, and that was a really key punch for Sviridchenkov. Thrusting, stiff, authoritative left jab. Kuvesa let punches go in flurrying fashion as evident here, but just didn't possess as much pop on his punches to make Sviridchenkov uncomfortable or discourage him. But he competed from opening bell to last, did Kuvesa. And who knows, we may well see him on the IBA Pro stage again in future events.